Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel. We are back again with another review of my AFL fantasy team. A bit earlier in the week this time round. Let's just get straight into how my round 3 team went. Scored 1901. I went up 13,000 ranks to be ranked 18,437th at the end of round 3. So I'm moving up, going in the right direction. Could have been a better score this round had a few things gone my way that didn't go my way. Starting off with the captain, Jordan Dawson. That was a disappointing score from him. I was expecting a lot better. Same with Rosie. I had him as the VC and neither of them performed anywhere near to the heights I thought they would. Dawson, I was honestly expecting a 120 plus score from him, and yeah, it just didn't really look like it. The Crows didn't need him to perform well because they still got a comfortable win, but yeah, he had a good record against North Melbourne. He'd scored 120 like the last 4 times he played them. He obviously wasn't going to get tagged. The only tagger North Melbourne really have is Will Phillips, and he's just way too small to be tagging Dawson. So he didn't cop any tag, he just played poorly. Yeah, disappointing. And then Xavier Lindsay got injured on 12 in the opening couple of minutes. For those opening couple of minutes, he was looking really good. Then he injured his knee. I wasn't watching that game because I was at the Sheffield Shield final up the Sackers. But I did hear that he was apparently playing a new halfback role and he was looking good early until he did his knee. Fortunately, it looks like that's only going to be a 1 or 2 week injury, so potentially I can hold on to him for the next round or two, however long he's injured, because with that new role, there's potential for even more scoring. He was scoring all right already, but potentially that could get another boost. So his cash generation has stalled for now. His break-even's a little bit higher, up in the 30s, but that's still, he could still easily go past that. And if he's taking a lot of kick-outs, getting a lot of easy ball along the half-back line, then there's potential that he's going to just smash through that and his cash generation is going to pick up where it left off, really. And then up forward, my God, Jason Horne-Francis. As you can see there, all other forwards on field scored at least 110. Horne-Francis, what was that? Oh my God, 3 weeks in a row. Once is sheer luck, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. He's got to go. That's a preview of my trades for the round, but that was just disgraceful. He was on like 34 or something at 3/4 time, dropped to at least 2, might have even been more. Easy uncontested marks, was just fumbling it and he was just sucking it up. He just didn't look interested at all. Not many of the Port Adelaide players did, but that was a dire watch, that one. Just terrible stuff. Then down back, I had a few good scores. Zach Reed, I managed to sub his score on. And then Lockie Ash bounced back. Fantastic stuff there. Jaden Short played better than he had done in the first couple of rounds. And Isaiah Wanganeen Miller did what he had to do. But Fraser and Sam De Koning's looking like he might be a trade out this round. There's a good chance that they bring back Stanley for their next matchup against Melbourne because, yeah, I think De Koning is going to get monstered against Gawn, which, to be fair, would be a good thing for my team because I do have Gawn in my team. But, yeah, so I'm not confident that he reaches his break-even of 50-something or whatever it is. And Fraser, at the moment, he stays, but his scores are trending downward, and that's not a good thing. So a couple of other good things that happened. Well, I said already, the forward line was fantastic. Sam Davidson, you beauty. I'm glad I had him on my field. I didn't have to kerfuffle around with my emergencies, or some people weren't even able to sub him on at all. So I just had him on the field, and yeah, fantastic. 125. His break even now is like minus 30 something. So his cash generation is going to go through the roof in the next few weeks. Tom De Koning, brilliant in the ruck again. He looks like the number 1 ruck this year, just about. Then in the midfield, Will Ashcroft, he bounced back. Very poor in the first round. All right, but expected more of him in round 2. But he bounced back. 33 disposals and a goal. That's great stuff, that is. more of that, please. He's coming up against Richmond this round. He should score every bit of 115, and I think he should score 120 to 130 this week at least. I think there's going to be a few players on Brisbane that will be licking their lips for this matchup. All in all, Nathan O'Driscoll was the other one, just missed out on a ton, but he just barely in the final few minutes managed to get me up to 1900 for the round. So very good stuff, and he has not disappointed at all. That is pretty much all I want to talk about for my round 3 team. Overall, I'm fairly happy with my team. There's a couple things I've got to fix up, namely Jason Horne-Francis, and I got to sort out what I'm going to do with Lindsay, Sam De Koning as well. So there's a few little things I got to fix up, but overall, I think my team's looking pretty decent. I've got a pretty good crop of rookies down back, Trainer and Reed. They look like they've got a spot in my side for the next few weeks. Murphy Reed played well again for 75. He's looking good. And then Max Hall, glad I picked him at the start of the year. Finlay Sullivan is probably the only rookie, well, other than Campriali and Harry Boyd, who are red dots. Campriali, I'm holding out a bit of hope that he will sort of be in and out of the team, at least for the next few rounds, and that he's not a dead dot. But Finlay Sullivan is the only one that I'm questioning whether to trade him out or not, because he's not really making a whole load of cash. He's not going backwards at least, but he's not really doing a whole lot. He should be able to score in his role, but averaging 45, his ceiling so far has been in low 50s. Not great, to be honest, but yeah, overall, I'm fairly happy with how my team's going. I'm tracking in the right direction in terms of the rankings, cash gen, and scores. So hopefully I'm continuing to go onwards and upwards. Now let's get into my round 4 trades. All right, here at the trade center. Now that Xavier Lindsay injury has made things a little bit more complicated than I hoped they would be in terms of the trades this week. It sounds like at this stage he's going to miss at least next week. They said unlikely, so there is a possibility he plays next week. And if that is the case, well, I'm absolutely holding him. If not, if it's a 1-week injury, I think I am still going to hold him. In that role down back, there's a lot of potential for scoring, and he's shown more than enough for his job security to not be at risk at all. Jason Horne-Francis, like I said before, he's just got to go. 3 weeks in a row, doesn't look interested. Even if he does manage to get to his break even this week, which is 112, I'm not confident in him going anywhere near the heights that I thought he would this season. He's just got to go. So the easy sideways trade, and the one that I was originally going to go with, is Isaac Rankin. He's a little bit more expensive than him now. I should have picked him to start off. I was considering him, but I just went with safety and numbers in the end. So Isaac Rankin, he scored 116 last week. He's pretty close to averaging in the hundreds. He is going to be a fantastic player this year. All-Australian, most probably, and potentially averaging in the hundreds as well. That would seemingly be the easy sideways trade. But Ryan Merritt, who is quite a bit cheaper, priced at under 500k, has been taking a lot of kickouts lately. He has a juicy role. He's playing in the Eagles, which aren't a great fantasy scoring team, or just scoring team in general. Is it too risky? I don't know. I feel like, will I have one too many mid-prices in my team? I'm not so sure. The safe pick is Rankin, and that's probably what I'm going to go with at this stage. I feel like I want to get on the Rankin train now before it's too late and he goes up too much in price. But at the moment, he's still pretty good value. So I'm thinking at this stage, I'm going to be ticking off that trade. Jason Horne-Francis to Isaac Rankin. So hopefully now going forward, Rankin is going to be a lot more reliable than Jason Horne-Francis in that F1 spot. The second trade, I think I've got to get off Sam De Koning before he really spuds it up this week against Melbourne, because yeah, I'm not confident. He got subbed out late against Brisbane. That was going up against Darcy Fort. It was a bit wet, but yeah, I don't see why they persist. I don't see any reason why they persist with him in that ruck role against Gawn. So Stanley's probably going to come in this week. Think De Koning's got to go. Then the question is, who do I go to from there? Zorko's the most expensive option, and I think he might be the best option, at least for now, because he's coming up against Richmond this week. He could easily go 150 against them. That's potentially a good VC or even C option. Sinclair, well, he already has had the juicy Richmond matchup. Still probably a bit more value in him. I've already got Nazai Wanganeen-Miller in the team. I think I've got to go with Zorko. Just with that matchup this week, it's going to leave me with not a lot of cap space left, unlike the last couple of weeks where I've had 480k left to play around with. So I'm pretty confident in Zorko though. He has shown that he is still a fantasy pig, and that matchup, like, it's a dream matchup. Richmond are pretty much an outlier this year compared to all other teams in terms of fantasy. They just give up so many points. I mean, Port Adelaide, they had like 6 players score tons. Rosie scored 145 this last week against St Kilda. They had just tons everywhere. Even players like Garcia, who was the sub the previous week, was scoring 110s. It's just ridiculous. Zorko, he loves getting a cheap, easy kick, cheap, easy mark. He's going to get heaps of those. He might even get a couple of goals. He might, sprint up forward and find his way inside 50, or he might try and be a hero and have a ping and a few from outside 50. Yeah, the sky is the limit for Zorko this week, so I think I've got to get on him. And he's still, outside of that Richmond matchup, he still is looking like a pretty reliable scorer. So I think I'm ticking off that trade as well. That is going to wrap up my round 3 fantasy review, and also a look at my round 4 trades. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you think of my team and my trades for this upcoming week in the comment section below. Hopefully I can continue climbing up the ranks. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.